The first thing I'd say if a major presenter leaves a radio or TV station is don't panic. I think we all accept that audiences are very fickle, but you can find a way around this. Now, it's a fact of life that you are going to lose your good presenters. They're going to go to another station for more money or leave for other personal reasons. So you need a strategy for what to do. Sometimes it's possible to go back to someone who's worked, say, as a stand-in for the popular presenter who's left, and that could evolve into something permanent. But it's interesting to see what happens in mainstream stations when the departure of a personality occurs. It's happened on Radio 2, and I've watched that with interest. We went from Terry Wogan, who was of course full of Irish blarney and very popular. He left and in came Chris Evans from Virgin. Now, Chris Evans took a very long time to get an audience, and in fact many people thought he wasn't going to. But the BBC had time and the money to persevere. And that, incidentally, is something that commercial radio doesn't have. They don't have that luxury. They've got to make fast decisions. Chris Evans went back to Virgin Radio in 2019, taking with him an estimated 750,000 listeners from Radio 2. When Zoe Ball replaced Evans, she certainly ticked all the boxes for the BBC, but as we speak, they aren't getting the figures they'd like to. But because they're publicly funded, the BBC can afford to persevere with that, as they did with Chris Evans. In terms of commercial radio stations, there are two approaches. One is to start out with the so-called station sound strategy, and the other is a personality-led station. If you have a station sound radio station, you can turn it on any time of the day or night and it will have a similar sound and feel. No sign of personality. Some people feel that that is the safest way to broadcast, as there won't be any shocks to the public when someone departs or leaves. With a personality-led audience, you do have these personality figures dominating important commercial time slots, especially at breakfast, where the big audience figures are made. And if those personalities leave, you may face some serious problems. It's important then that they are replaced with equally effective and large personalities, assuming that is the radio or TV station strategy. It's always possible to coach or train potential stars at a station, and indeed it is essential to bring on new talent and train them through professional development programs.